forget to subscribe. Also, click on the bell for notifications. Hello, this is Jessica from Lowly Marie Creations, coming you on another SWF MAS-12 video. I am not affiliated with the SWF, the company, so this one's very independent. I am going to be threading my machine from the top knob all the way to the bottom of the needle to the spring. So I am going to do segments on there, so it's kind of a little lengthy video. I am going to be adding some timestamps on this, so that way you guys can go step by step, especially if you want to go from the needle position 1 from the top of the knob all the way to the needle to the spring. I am also going to be checking my tension on each of my needles, and I want it to have it running between 125 to 150. So on to the video. Okay, so this video is my next one, and that's threading the front of my machine all the way to the needle. So on this, I am doing each segment separately on this video, so that way I can add timestamps on there. So the first one, I'm going to be doing those little slinky things right here. So I'm going to go from right to left all to the 12 of them. Okay, so first step, I'm going to do thread all this to the corded slinky, and I'm using a thick needle. Oh, I can't. So it's a decent size. So I'm going to start with a needle position 1. I'm going to just drop it onto here, and I'm going to grab it. I'm going to keep it threaded on here, and then I'm going to place that on the first one. And I'm going to put my needle down. Here, I need to put it onto here. Okay. first row on the knobs, here is the spring on the right side as well as the chamber, and on my machine it is on the right side, and this is where the thread needs to be. Okay, so my next path for my threads is going to be the top knobs here. So for this one I removed everything off of here so you guys can see the chamber here. This is where the thread goes. And if you're constantly getting thread breaks, more likely, and you don't see any breaks throughout, you might want to make sure to check to see if your thread is on the side. You don't want to just push it into the little discs here, because a lot of times it can just sit on the plates and it's not into the little chamber. For the thread, make sure it is clicking in when you're placing in the thread. When it goes in, if you really lift this up, you can see the little groove in here. So you'll know it's in there. So if you want to lift it up. So I am going to put the thread on the first one, but first things first, I want to show you like really close up how to put these little, how the little system works. So there is a little disc here, the rough side and then the smooth side. The smooth side, you want to make sure it's above on here, and then here you want to make sure the thread goes in. It might pop out because I don't have the top thread, but it's in the chamber. And then for the top area, you want to have this side, the smooth side down. So that's how it's going to sit. And then my next step is, it has the spring on this, and this is what it looks like. And all you're going to do is just place it on the top. And you got to make sure you move it correctly. There is two little slots here, and that's the two little slots here are going to go into the center hole. After that, I'm going to twist this nozzle as far as I can go, and then after that I'll just adjust it. You can see how it's moving around the thread. So I'm going to just leave it as that, and then see if I can pull it. And it's a little bit stiff, but we'll work on it later. So next I'm going to put the camera back up on top so you guys can see me thread every single one. Top is really easy. You don't twist it or nothing, turn it around. It just goes straight down. Okay, so I'm going to do the second one. And I'm going to try to make sure it's popped in. Yeah, it's in. There it goes. You can hear that snap. Snap. Okay, that row was really quick. Okay, so my next row is a little wheel right here. And we're just gonna rotate it one time. You don't want to overdo it on any of this. It might help and stuff, but it can mess up with your tension, especially if you're using a tension gauge. So I'm gonna just go one time. One time. Come on. One time. 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 And that's it. Okay, so my next step are these knobs right here. So I'm going to work on this starting from the first one. So I'm going to try to move these back over here. Try not to mess with it. So I'm going to just hook this up here. Just hooked it on the top of the little eyelet. So I'm going to just go wrap around once. And then I'm going to go wrap around this time halfway. Alright. And then I'm going to place it into that little hook. And I'm going to move these things right here. And I'm going to put it into this little eyelet. And just let it hang. So there's one. And then onto the second one. So there's no eyelet on the top of here. So I'm going to just wrap it one time. I'm going to hold it so that way the thread doesn't come out from the top. And then make sure it's inside the metal ring. So I'm going to go once. And then I'm going to go half this time. So make sure I keep it in the ring, and I'm going to wrap it around this little metal hook. And then from the little metal hook, gotta be careful with the stuff, put it into the little eyelet. Put it down. I put it into the little eyelet above this one right here. And then I'm gonna hook it up to the little eyelet. So I'm gonna stick it from the bottom up and it'll stay. Okay. So our next one is number 3. It's right here. So I'm going to hold it from here. I got to move the strings. You don't have to do one by one. You can go from top to bottom all at one time. Again, I'm doing this for a demonstration, but it'll be a lot easier for you to do one area at a time all the way down, so that way you don't have all this big mess with the thread all over. So number 3 it's going to go into the third little eyelet onto the center. Let me get the thing. There's this eyelet number 1, and then this is for the second one, right next to this one right here. This is the third one right here. So there's one here for the second, and then there's one for the third one. And then we're going to place it right here to the third one here. Okay. Try to brighten that up. So number 3 is I'm going to click it onto the center here, and then I'm going to wrap it around this one right here. So I'm going to go one time, and then I'm going to go back down and then go halfway and then get it into the hook, and then get it into number 3, the third slot eyelet to the bottom. I could hold this right here so I won't pull any thread down. So, and then that's ready. Now we're at number 4. So number 4 is right here. Let me pull it from here. There's a number 5 here. I'm gonna get that out of the way. So here, I'm gonna go around the top one on the second row. So I'm gonna go one time up, and then I'm gonna wrap it around again halfway, and then I'm gonna go onto the little metal hook. So I'm gonna go down, and then from there I'm gonna put it to the eyelet. Let me pull it back out. Okay, so it's on here. And I gotta make sure my path is clear, so I'm gonna remove this right here out of the way and click it on here. So we got 4. Now we're at number 5. So number 5 is here. So number 5 is gonna be right here, so I gotta move these again out of my way. The yellow one is long. So we're going to work on the 5th one here. So I got to get it onto the eyelet above it. Okay. Now that's fixed. I'm going to put it up again one time, and then we're going to wrap it around halfway and then hook it up into here. Gotta make sure there's nothing else in that path, and then get it into here, and then this side's ready. So number 6 is right here. So let me take this out of the way. Get this out of the way. That's stuck here. Okay. So number 6, I'm going to wrap one time. I make sure it's inside the ring. 2 times. All right, and then wrap it around. Make sure none of the other thread is stuck on here. And then now I'm going to put it onto the eyelet, number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, underneath. And then the eyelet right here, number 6. All right. From here, I'm going to be forwarding it for the 7th through 12th.
So I clipped it to here on the eyelet number 7, wrapped it one time, and going down one more. And then making sure to hook it up to the little hook here. and then the eyelet. That's it. That's number 7. And number 8. So I'm going to wrap it 1. Oh, I almost got it on the top part. So 1 time. And 1 more time, halfway. I'm hooking it up. Oh, it's got wrapped up. So I'm going to wrap it again. Right, now it's good. Hook it up here and hook it up here. Okay. So we're on 12, 11, 9. So 9 is here. I didn't click it all the way to this little eyelet. I'll make sure it's okay. Then now. Okay. So I gotta click it on the 9th area for the eyelet. I gotta wrap it. 1 time. Get this out of the way. Okay. 1 time. And halfway. And tuck it up here and then click it in here. There we go. Okay. Number 10. Gotta rewrap that one. Okay. 1 time. Then halfway. Alright, got connected earlier. Alright. Hook it on here and here. Okay, number 11. There we go. Wrap. Wrap it. Get this out of the way. And hook it here. And here. 1 more. So rewrap this one right here. And wrap 1 time. Gotta be careful not to wrap it around the hook. Okay. 1 1/2. Now I can put it into the hook and go to the eyelet. And then that's it. Okay, so we got all this row here. Next is the below. So because I'm trying to get as thorough as I can. Okay, so next step, I'm going to be threading this area here all the way to down here.
First step is to put the thread into the little hole on the top upper from the little hook. So you're going to just place it going down. And then from there, there's like a V-shape little outline there. You're going to want to go to the right back one first, and then you're going to put it behind the bar. Make sure it goes behind the bar again. And then you're going to wrap it to the front of the bar, and then you're going to put it into the hole right in the front, right there. And you're going to go up. And then from here, you're going to go to the hook from the right to the left. So again, right to the left, and then you're going to pull that back down. And then after that, you're going to want to put that onto the left back of the first 3 holes right there. So there's like a number on there, so that way specifically those 3 holes are for the needle position 1, the thread path. And then once you place that down, that's it for that area. Now we're going to go to needle position 2, thread path for the little hooks here. We're going to do that all the way to number 12. So if you want to forward it to the next step, you can go ahead, but right now I'm just going to go from the 2nd to the 12th now. Okay, so the last step. So I'm going to thread it from the little eyelet, going back into the hook, into the eyelet of the needle, and then below the little foot. There's one of them that I'm going to clean off. There's still some thread on here. So just make sure everything's cleaned. Okay. All right, from there, I'm going behind that little hook and then to the needle. Always make sure your needle, check the front of it. There's the hole right here. It should be smooth. The back side has like a narrow, like a gap inside there. So it's like an indentation. That's the back side. Okay. So it's in the needle. And then from the last part, I'm going to put it into the little hole of the little foot. And that's my completed thread path for number 1. Next is 2. And then go below. And put the light up.
Okay. Number 3. It's hard demonstrating and getting these in for these ones. Okay, I'm going to put it to the bottom. Okay, so it's done. So.
Okay, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to check my gauge right here. So it's 150 here. $125. This one's a little bit, it's above 100. Got it correct. Now I got it too tight. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I tightened up the top knob, this knob. All right. Okay, now it's 150. Now number 5. Loosen that up. Actually, I have to tighten it up. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the 5th one, right? Here we go. It's hitting 150. I gotta loosen up number 1, 2, 6 one. So I'm gonna do the center one. Just one time. There we go. I'm not touching the top knobs. I am going to mess with the center ones, the big ones. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's number 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Loosen that up one time, 2 times. I have to do the top one. No, I'm not going to do the top one because it's too loose already. Let me see. Okay, it's not that. It's stuck on the other hook. All right. All right. That one's good. That one's good. 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 For my tension, I keep it at between 125 to 150. After this, you're going to want all your threads to be held onto the spring. After you run the machine, it will take it off the spring and onto the little black bar in the back. Just going to do quick so you can see how they look. And when this is on, this switch needs to be up, not down. This will shut down the needles from engaging. So make sure this is up. And this is where the red light is. And that's it. That's it for this video. Till next video. This is Jessica from Lolly Marie Creations. Till next creation. See you guys later.